The Waltons, the beloved family television series, captivated audiences from 1972 to 1981 with its heartwarming portrayal of love, resilience, and family bonds. However, behind the comforting scenes of this cherished show lay a reality far darker, one marked by tragedy and heartbreak. The actors who brought the Walton family to life on screen were not spared from life's cruel twists. Many faced harrowing struggles, from battles with devastating illnesses to personal crises that pushed them to the brink. Some met untimely and heartbreaking ends, their real-life journeys starkly contrasting with the warmth and stability their characters embodied. Join us as we uncover the hidden sorrows of the Waltons cast, talented individuals who created a television legacy yet carried burdens too heavy to be seen. This is a tale of fame, loss, and the unforgiving nature of fate, where the glow of the spotlight could never truly mask the pain that lay beneath. Ralph Waite, born on June 22, 1928, in White Plains, New York, became the embodiment of integrity and resilience as John Walton Sr. in The Waltons. His portrayal of the hard-working, devoted father resonated deeply with audiences, yet his real life was far more turbulent. Before finding fame, Waite served in the U.S. Marine Corps and later pursued a career as an ordained Presbyterian minister. However, he struggled with a profound sense of dissatisfaction, leading him to abandon the church and seek purpose in acting. Success did not come easily, and he battled alcoholism for much of his life, a struggle that contributed to the failure of multiple marriages. His first marriage to Beverly Waite ended in divorce, as did his second and third marriages. Professionally, Waite found stability beyond the Waltons, appearing in NCIS, Bones, and Days of Our Lives, but personal demons always lingered in the background. He endured the heartbreaking loss of his daughter, a tragedy that deepened his struggles with addiction. In his later years, he became involved in politics and social activism, yet he never fully escaped the emotional wounds of his past. Waite passed away on February 13, 2014, at the age of 85, from age-related illnesses, though some suggest his long history of alcoholism had weakened his health considerably. Michael Learned, born on April 9, 1939, in Washington, D.C., became a television icon as Olivia Walton, the devoted matriarch of the Waltons. While her character embodied strength, warmth, and moral guidance, Learned's personal life was far more complex and turbulent. Behind the scenes, she battled personal demons, including struggles with alcoholism, a fight she has since openly discussed. Her romantic life was equally rocky. She endured multiple divorces and experienced the emotional toll of failed relationships. Despite these personal setbacks, her career flourished beyond the Waltons, with roles in soap operas and stage productions, earning multiple Emmy Awards along the way. However, even with professional success, she often grappled with the pressure of living up to her wholesome on-screen image while managing the realities of personal heartbreak. In her later years, Learned has embraced a quieter life, still occasionally acting but primarily focusing on family and reflecting on the lessons learned from a career filled with both triumph and hardship. While the Waltons made her a beloved figure, her journey has been anything but idyllic, a testament to resilience, reinvention, and the ability to rise above personal struggles. Joe Conley, born on March 3, 1928, in Buffalo, New York, was best remembered as Ike Godsey, the affable, kind-hearted storekeeper of Walton's Mountain. A gifted character actor, Conley spent years struggling to find a foothold in Hollywood, often taking odd jobs to support himself. Before the Waltons, he appeared in small roles in series like Green Acres, The Beverly Hillbillies, and Dragnet, but financial instability plagued his early career. His first marriage was short-lived and ended in divorce, adding personal turmoil to his professional struggles. When he finally landed the role of Ike Godsey, it became the defining moment of his career, providing him with steady work and recognition. Off-screen, Conley had a passion for real estate, a business venture that proved far more lucrative than his acting career. Later in life, he faced a devastating battle with dementia, which slowly robbed him of his memories, including those of his time on the Waltons. His condition placed immense strain on his family, particularly his second wife, Louise, and their children, who struggled to care for him in his final years. Conley passed away on July 7, 2013, at the age of 85, due to complications from dementia, leaving behind a legacy of warmth and humor on screen, despite the personal struggles he endured in his private life. David W. Harper, born on October 4, 1961, in Abilene, Texas, captured hearts as Jim Bob Walton, the mechanically gifted and often dreamy youngest Walton son. However, unlike many of his co-stars, Harper virtually disappeared from the public eye after the Waltons ended. The transition from child star to adulthood was not an easy one, and Harper struggled to find a foothold in Hollywood, eventually stepping away from acting altogether. His life after the Waltons was marked by a desire for privacy, as he avoided the limelight and chose a quiet, unassuming existence. He reportedly worked in a variety of jobs, including driving trucks and working in business, far removed from the industry that once defined him. While he has never married and has no children, he remains deeply connected to his Waltons family, occasionally attending reunions but largely keeping his personal life out of public view. Though there have been whispers of financial struggles and periods of isolation, Harper has never spoken publicly about his hardships, choosing instead to live life on his own terms. Fans continue to wonder about the man behind Jim Bob Walton, but Harper seems content to remain a mystery, carrying the memories of his childhood fame without the burdens of constant public scrutiny. Earl Hamner Jr., born on July 10, 1923, in Schuyler, Virginia, was the heart and soul of the Waltons, not just as its narrator but as the real-life inspiration for John Boy Walton. A gifted writer, Hamner first gained recognition for his novel Spencer's Mountain, which later became the foundation for the Waltons. Though his words painted a world of warmth and family unity, his own life was marked by struggles. He served in World War II, an experience that left lasting scars, and upon returning, he fought for years to establish himself as a writer in Hollywood. Despite his success with the Waltons and other TV shows like Falcon Crest, he often felt overshadowed by the industry's bigger names. While he married and had children, his relentless work ethic kept him distant from family life, a contrast to the loving patriarch he depicted on screen. In his later years, he faced the slow, cruel decline of cancer, which ultimately took his life on March 24, 2016, at the age of 92. Though he left behind a legacy of storytelling, his final years were marked by illness and reflection on a life spent crafting stories that often felt more idyllic than reality. Judy Norton, born on January 29, 1958, in Santa Monica, California, became a household name as Mary Ellen Walton, the determined and headstrong eldest Walton daughter. While her character evolved from a tomboyish girl to a strong-willed nurse and mother, Norton's real life was filled with struggles to break free from the wholesome image that the Waltons had imprinted on her career. Typecasting became an immense challenge, leading her to take bold steps, most infamously posing for Playboy in 1985 in an attempt to shed her innocent on-screen persona. Despite this, Hollywood never fully embraced her outside of the Waltons, and her acting career failed to reach the same heights. Her personal life was equally tumultuous, with multiple marriages ending in divorce. She has been open about the emotional toll of failed relationships and the struggle to redefine herself beyond her childhood fame. In later years, Norton found solace in directing, writing, and theater, while also embracing the legacy of the Waltons. Though she has endured personal and professional hardships, she remains a beloved figure to fans, continuing to engage with them through social media and cast reunions, always balancing the weight of her past with the possibilities of the future. Ellen Corby, born on June 3, 1911, in Racine, Wisconsin, brought to life the stern but loving Grandma Esther Walton. A veteran actress with an extensive career before the Waltons, she had appeared in classics such as It's a Wonderful Life and Vertigo. Despite her on-screen persona as the matriarch of a close-knit family, Corby's personal life was filled with loneliness and heartbreak. She was married to cinematographer Francis Corby, but their marriage was distant and unhappy, ultimately ending in separation. There were whispers of a long-term companionship with actress Stella Lucetta, but in an era of secrecy, she never openly discussed her personal relationships. Her life took a devastating turn in 1976 when she suffered a massive stroke, leaving her partially paralyzed and with slurred speech. Though she made a valiant effort to return to the Waltons, her health never fully recovered. Her later years were marked by isolation, as her declining condition forced her into assisted living. Ellen Corby passed away on April 14, 1999, at the age of 87 from complications of a stroke. Despite decades of dedication to Hollywood, she spent her final years largely forgotten by the industry she had devoted her life to. Cami Cotler, born on June 17, 1965, in Long Beach, California, was just a child when she took on the role of Elizabeth Walton, the youngest member of the Walton family. As a bright and curious little girl on screen, Cotler charmed audiences, but unlike many child actors, she chose not to chase fame after the show ended. Instead, she walked away from Hollywood entirely, dedicating her life to education. Despite avoiding the common pitfalls of child stardom, her journey was not without its struggles. The transition from being a beloved TV star to an everyday person came with its challenges, and at times, she found it difficult to be taken seriously outside of her childhood role. Cotler went on to become a teacher and school administrator, passionately advocating for alternative education. She married and started a family, living a life far removed from the glitz of Hollywood. Though she has largely left acting behind, she occasionally participates in Waltons reunions and continues to engage with fans. Her life has been a stark contrast to the industry's usual tales of child actors gone astray. She found her own version of happiness, though it was a long road to truly separate herself from Elizabeth Walton's shadow. Will Geer, born on March 9, 1902, in Frankfort, Indiana, was a larger-than-life presence both on and off the screen. As Zebulon, Grandpa Walton, he infused the Waltons with warmth, mischief, and wisdom, embodying the ideal grandfather figure. But beyond the screen, Geer's life was marked by struggle and defiance. A passionate political activist, he was blacklisted in Hollywood during the McCarthy era for his affiliations with left-wing causes, forcing him to abandon acting for a time and survive through gardening and botanical work. He had a complicated personal life. Though he was married to actress Herta Ware and had 3 children with her, their relationship was far from conventional. He was known to have had affairs with both men and women, including a rumored romance with fellow activist Harry Hay. Despite professional resurgence with the Waltons, Geer's final years were overshadowed by declining health. He passed away on April 22, 1978, at the age of 76, from respiratory failure, just before the show's 7th season. His death was deeply felt by his Waltons co-stars, and rather than writing him out unceremoniously, the series gave Grandpa Walton a proper, heartfelt farewell. Eric Scott, born on October 20, 1958, in Los Angeles, California, became widely recognized as Ben Walton, the ambitious and sometimes rebellious third son in the Waltons. While his character often sought independence and business success, Scott's real life has been marked by both triumph and heartache. After the Waltons, he struggled to maintain an acting career, eventually stepping away from Hollywood to build a successful business in the transportation industry. However, his personal life was far more tumultuous. His first wife, Teresa Fargo, tragically passed away from leukemia just 2 years into their marriage, leaving him devastated and a single father to their newborn daughter. Despite the heartbreak, Scott eventually found love again, though his second marriage also ended in divorce. It wasn't until his third marriage to his current wife, Cynthia Ullman Wolfen, that he finally found stability. Now a father of 3, Scott has embraced a quieter life away from the spotlight, though he remains deeply connected to the Waltons' legacy, frequently attending fan conventions and reunions. While he has found peace in his later years, the early tragedies of his life remain a defining part of his journey. Ronnie Claire Edwards, born on February 9, 1933, in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, was unforgettable as Corabeth Godsey, the refined yet often overbearing wife of Ike Godsey. With her dramatic flair and impeccable comedic timing, she brought an eccentric charm to the series, though her real life was filled with far more solitude than her gregarious character. Edwards never married and had no children, often describing herself as a loner who felt more at home on stage than in real life. After the Waltons, she continued to act, but the roles never quite matched the impact of Corabeth. She eventually stepped away from Hollywood, retreating to a historic church in Texas that she renovated into a home, where she spent her later years largely in seclusion. Though she occasionally made appearances at Waltons reunions, she faded from public life. On June 14, 2016, she died in her sleep at the age of 83. No official cause of death was widely reported, but it was known that her health had been in decline. Despite her theatrical spirit and a career that spanned decades, Edwards' final years were eerily quiet, perhaps a stark contrast to the lively, demanding Corabeth she had so brilliantly portrayed. John Walmsley, born on February 6, 1956, in Blackburn, England, became a household name as Jason Walton, the musically gifted and responsible second-oldest Walton son. His quiet charm and deep passion for music mirrored his real-life interests, as he was not only an actor but a talented musician who contributed to the show's soundtrack. Unlike many of his co-stars, Walmsley largely avoided the turbulence of Hollywood scandals, but his personal life has not been without its challenges. His first marriage to Lisa Harrison, whom he met while working on the Waltons, ended in divorce, a painful split that deeply affected him. Though he remarried, he chose to step away from acting, focusing entirely on music, performing with rock legends like Roger Daltrey and leaving Hollywood behind. In recent years, he has lived a quiet life in England with his second wife, Marion, far from the public eye. Though he occasionally reconnects with Walton's fans, he has largely retreated from the entertainment industry, preferring the solace of music over the chaotic world of television. Mary Beth McDonough, born on May 4, 1961, in Van Nuys, California, won over audiences as Erin Walton, the sweet yet often insecure middle Walton daughter. Her role on the Waltons seemed picture-perfect, but off-screen, McDonough faced a series of struggles that haunted her for years. After the show ended, she struggled to transition into an adult acting career, facing constant rejection and body image issues exacerbated by Hollywood's relentless beauty standards. Seeking self-acceptance, she underwent breast augmentation surgery in the 1980s, an operation she later regretted, as it led to severe health complications, including lupus-like symptoms, which she has since spoken about publicly. Her personal life has been equally tumultuous. Her first marriage ended in divorce, and though she found love again with her second husband, the scars of her past still linger. Today, she is an advocate for women's health, using her painful experiences to help others, and she continues to write and speak about her journey. While her days as Erin Walton are behind her, McDonough remains connected to the Waltons' legacy, often attending reunions and fan conventions, balancing nostalgia with her own ongoing battles for health and happiness. What do you think about the lives, careers, and passing of the actors from the Waltons? Who do you remember the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to catch our latest videos.